Hello friends, it's Emily here from Peach Street Crafts, and I am back with another reading album video. Here I am showing you a quick overview of what we did in episode 1. So if you missed that video, I'll link it down below for you so you can check it out. I go over all the materials that we're going to be using. I talk to you guys about some books that I've read this year that will be featured in the album, and then we went ahead and did the first spread. This is going to be the second spread in our album. I'm going in order of the time that they were read. As you can see here, this is a four slot spread. So the first page focuses on the third book that I read this year, which is called Three Women by Lisa Taddeo. And it was phenomenal. One of the best reads so far this year. It was really good. And then on the back, the fourth book that I read is called Tender is the Flesh. So I went ahead and popped in the pages that I'm using for this spread. I did that off camera, and then I wanted to make a sequin mix on camera with you guys. So you just saw that happening. It kind of happened pretty fast. I just had to be careful to make sure that the sequin mix that I made would match both sides of the spread. So I had to incorporate some red in there, which is not a color that I normally work with, especially in sequins. I added a little bit of yellow and pink just to make it pop and match the back spread a little bit. Now here I am just writing my review of the first book, which is Three Women, and this video goes by pretty quick, so hopefully I'll have enough time to give you guys like a synopsis of the book as well as like my review. But Three Women is actually a nonfiction book by Lisa Taddeo, and she kind of went on this journey where she was thinking about like sexual desires when it comes to women, like what we want, what we're after, and how it differs from that of men. So the story focuses on three different women. One of them is named Sloane. The other one is named Maggie. And then I actually can't remember the name of the third person. I think it might be Jessica. So we'll just say Jessica for now. So the girl named Maggie, she is a young girl, and she ends up having an affair with one of her high school teachers. And throughout the book, it goes between all three of their perspectives. And again, this is like real stuff that happened. So with Maggie, it focuses on her like falling in love with her teacher, then kind of growing up and realizing that that was a bad thing. And then it goes to the trial that happens that shakes up their very small town. And I think it was North Dakota. Again, that's a real thing that happened. And it unearths some of those questions that Lisa Taddeo like set out to answer about how women can get like taken advantage of when it comes to like love and romance and all of those things that a lot of women are after. The second character, Sloane, she is kind of like a swinger. So her story is a little bit wild, and I won't go like too in depth on that because I think that if I did, it would give some of it away because she's kind of like, she's talked about a little bit less, but her story is definitely interesting. And then the third person, who is Jessica, I'll just say for now, I know that's not her name, but she was in love with high school with this boy. And then, unfortunately, something kind of tragic happened to her, and this boy ended up thinking that it was like her fault and blaming her for a lot of it. And so he kind of left, and she falls in love with this different guy and grows up and has like a beautiful family and stuff. But the man that she is with like is no longer really romantic with her. And so she is going through the motions of like rekindling this connection with the old flame from high school. And so it goes back and forth between all of those women. And again, this is like nonfiction, but it doesn't read as if it's nonfiction. It's just so good. The audiobook is really great as well. There's three different women who read, so it's like kind of fully casted. So definitely recommend the audiobook if you're an audio fan. Okay, so that was Three Women. The second book here that I'm documenting now is Tender is the Flesh. I feel like maybe some of you guys might have heard about this one because it's a little bit more controversial. It basically takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world in which all meat and animals become contaminated. So for a while, everyone is vegan and vegetarian. But then, of course, there's that group mentality of like needing more and that not being enough and what is going to be the next best thing. And that ends up being special meat is what it's marketed as, but it's actually human flesh. So humans are being bred as cattle and like pigs and farm animals, basically. They're called FGP, so first generation product, I think, if I remember correctly. And they are being bred to be eaten. And it's pretty crazy. The main character, he he works at one of the plants. Like he's like, he doesn't like kill anyone per se, but he's kind of in charge of like the product, where it goes, who it gets shipped to, those really big clients and customers, that sort of thing. So he has a very different perspective than I feel like most people would have in this post-apocalyptic society. Like it's very different than how the other people view it. So it was a really good book, and it definitely makes you think about life and group mentality and, you know, really when there's choice, like how much of it is our choice, really. So it's very one of those like thought-provoking books, but I definitely recommend it. It is creepy in some parts and definitely hard to, you know, think about, but I think that it's almost necessary. Like I could see this really leading to a trend in like veganism and vegetarianism, like all those things. On this page here, I am just writing a quote from the book. There's so many good quotes, but I just went with the first one on Goodreads because I read and I was like, yep, that's amazing. That sums up the book. And then on the other page, I just did a quick little review of how I felt about it. So in just a second here, I'm going to show you my last little flip through, and that is it for our second episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified when I post my other ones, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!